Um, hello, hello, Jose, my English student. How are you?
Hi, Ivan. So I'm very well. How are you?
Oh, I am doing well. And tell me, what have you done this week since we spoke last?
Yeah. So I don't know if you already know it, but here in Brazil today it was Father's Day. So you also know probably my family is not don't live here in Brazil. They are living from Peru. I'm from Peru, guys. So, but I visit today the family of my wife. So we just have um, a lunch with my I don't know how to say I don't know how to say what is the name of ma- the father
Mother-in-law?
no, the father of my wife is for me.
Father-in-law.
Yeah, father-in-law, father-in-law.
Yes, 1 second. Okay, you want to know the rules about this? Yeah,
Okay.
father-in-law, suegro, right? Um, so when we say in-law to refer to a family member who entered your family through your marriage. So, for example, um, father-in-law, suegro, sogru. I don't know who's gonna be like. I don't know who will be watching this channel more, Spanish speakers or Portuguese speakers, but mother-in-law, suegra, sogra,
Yeah.
um, brother-in-law. The wait, I just learned how to. I just learned how to write the inye and stuff. Let me see.
I
No.
will tell you in Spanish.
No, I'm saying because it's hard to write accents on the American keyboard, but I just learned how to. Brother-in-law, cuñado, cuñado.
Good.
Um, yes, I'm so fancy, right? Sister-in-law, cu. Oh, I just said a bad word in Portuguese. Ah, cunhada, cunhada. Okay, so then there's also, wait, let's just do a test. Let's test my Spanish and Portuguese. There's son-in-law, which is a nue nuero or something. What is this?
Nuero.
Is it
Nuero.
nuero?
No, nuero no. Nuera.
Nuera is daughter-in-law.
Yeah, the other-in-law.
And what is it in Portuguese? Nuera
Oh
and
my gosh. You got me.
then
You caught
son-in-law
me.
is what? Yerno. And then I don't know what. Okay, so like this is in-law. Basically, if someone comes into your family, you get married, and now there's a new person in your family. You put
Enora. Nora.
is that
Nora.
and
Yeah.
yerno is what like gernu or something?
And yerno, it means
Son-in-law.
yerno, yenjo.
That's what it is. Look, yay, we can talk about families. Okay, so yeah, we say in-law to refer to family members who entered your family through your marriage, and then we say step to refer to family members who entered your family through your parents' marriage.
Okay.
So, or maybe I should say through one of your parents' marriage. Um, This only really matters if you're a child, I guess, you know, but this is the stepdad, padrastro, step mom, madrastra, stepbrother,
Oh,
medio hermano, medio. Let's see. Mm, no, wrong one.
step brother. It's medio hermano.
I know, but I'm trying to write I told you I
Mm,
just learned how to do the accents on the American keyboard. I have not been able to write those accents for like 10 years. I just figured it out recently. Um, anyway, these are
Anyway,
I think you should know all of the family members now, probably. Okay, what about your
yeah,
father-in-law?
medio hermano.
Okay, I think that's a good enough list. For the people watching, if you are watching, take a screenshot here. Um,
Father-in-law.
yeah, so you were saying, what about
Father-in-law.
your father-in-law?
Yeah. My father-in-law. So we spent some time today in the morning and also in the afternoon taking some coffee. So, but we just having spend some time. Um, it's because today is Father's Day. It's Father's Day here in Brazil. So it was very cool. I think it's the second time that I have this day to commemorate it. This this day here because but it was very good for me.
You get along well with your father-in-law?
Yeah, yeah. Um, during the week here in Brazil, and you already know it because uh, you live here in 2013, as we already tell for the guys. Um, you have the American. I live near the American Stadium, so um, it was you have every Thursday here a team Flamengo that they are playing soccer. So it is you have a lot of traffic here, but it's very it's good. I enjoy to visit the American Stadium here. So it's I like it because I have I went the last time that it was 2 weeks ago. I went to the American Stadium. It was very good.
Are you flamenguista?
Yeah, I am. I am.
Oh, oh, look. You're so carioca.
It's because you are. I have been
I know you stayed in
in.
Rio. I left.
Yeah, I have been um, living here uh, since 2010. So I chose a team, and this is Flamengo.
Right. Yeah,
Eu sou Mingau.
I think most people in Rio like Flamengo. I don't like sports or watch sports, so I do not claim to follow a certain team. Um, yeah.
Yeah, but you write some words there. You want to check it?
Pronunciation tip.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually I was watching our videos the other day, mostly because I do think these videos are really cool. Like showing people an, you know, English class, virtual English class. So I was listening to you and I noticed that a big accent thing that I was hearing was you were separating words that we would connect, specifically words that end in T. So what I wrote here was pronounce words that end in T and wait.
Your videos or Evans, your videos are all already available on YouTube.
No, I haven't published yet.
I got it.
I'm waiting to make everything look really good before I publish it because I want YouTube to think I'm serious, so they will recommend my channel.
I got it.
In any case though, I'll send you the link to this after, so you're the only person who can watch the videos currently, you and me, so okay.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. So for these words that end in T and then they're followed by a short or one syllable word, I don't know if it's just it that we would do this wish. No, it's not just it, but okay. Basically, you say commemorate it, like two separate words, commemorate it, appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we would say commemorate it,
Commemorate it.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
This T
You
is a
don't, you don't
D.
have you don't have this time to separate this word, really. These two words.
Commemorate it, appreciate it. If I were speaking casually, I would say, let's commemorate it, appreciate it, commemorate it, appreciate it. Something that,
Commemorate it. Appreciate it.
you know what we'll have to do one day? This is actually good though, because this gives me ideas for videos. I want to do a video now of that list of vowel pronunciations that I showed you, and now how to pronounce the letter T in American English, because it's really crazy and I have all these rules about it, but like I was looking at my rules for them and I was thinking, what? But basically, we would generally pronounce T as a T if it comes after a consonant, stairs or star, start. Now,
Start.
if it's in between two vowels, we'll usually pronounce it like a D, duh. So, for example, I waited. In English classes, I will say I waited just because I know that this will confuse the student if I'm like I waited and they might say what's that? Oh, waited. But in real life, I waited, commemorated. It's like I'm so the way that we pronounce commemorated, let's commemorate it. Let's commemorate it. Let's commemorate it. Commemorate it. It's like basically the same as saying this.
In the past.
Yeah, it's like the same pronunciation.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate, but with a D. Appreciated, commemorated.
Appreciate it. Did.
See, that's a hard one because I think that
Commemorated.
no one ever talks about the T because we American English speakers, we do not want to admit that we often say the T is a D. Many people want to say, no, we always say ta, but we don't. We say duh a lot. So it's just something I heard that was making me hear an accent. To be honest, well, let me think. If you can link while saying ta, appreciated. No, appreciate it. No, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Just a suggestion of something to think about, because let's the word it can do this, join to a verb, a word from before. The word to can do this, like have to turns into have to. But let's just use these examples with them. Like this. We do not say I appreciate them. We say I appreciate them. Actually, I'm not going to say am. Well, never mind. What I was going to say now was a very informal pronunciation, but these are normal. Yeah.
No, but it's I want to say you something, and I think if for a person who want to learn, um, not exactly the correct English, but if for a persons com- who want to communicate it with the um, with the people with a person who who he first language. I don't know how to say it.
Who his first language is Spanish
English,
or Portuguese.
English,
Oh, English. Yeah.
um, English. Who his first language is English. I think you need to have this kind of idea how is the correct pronunciation, because for example in Portuguese is você está, but nobody speak in this way. The people talk se está.
Right.
It's something like that, but
It is
in other language.
similar. It
Yeah, this
is.
is similar because you try to and you learn it just when you speak with a person who his first language is English. Like now,
Yes. Um, you can tell everyone I'm a real gringo, right? A lot of people don't believe me. They think I'm lying about it. Um,
that a lot of people don't believe that you are
when
from
I speak in
United States.
Portuguese, yeah, when I speak in Portuguese, they're like, "Oh, you're pretending to be a gringo. You're faking your accent." And I'm like, "I'm very gringo." But anyway,
I'm very gringo.
é óbvio que sou gringo. Muitos dizem que não sou, eu juro. Muitos dizem que eu estou
Mm,
mentindo sobre
mm,
ser gringo. But you're right, because when I went to Brazil, the only way that I practiced Portuguese was through Rosetta Stone. That's what was popular before Duolingo to learn a language by yourself on the computer was Rosetta Stone.
yeah.
So
Do you recommend for also for English to have this interaction with this program, Rosetta Stone?
I think Stone is expensive. Sorry, Rosetta Stone. I'm pretty sure Duolingo is free. I would use Duolingo.
No, but
Um,
I mean, you have several kind of programs in the internet that you can make a download of this program Rosetta Stone. I already do
I don't
it,
know what's the
but it
best
was
now.
in the 10 years ago.
Yeah, I did Rosetta Stone like 10 years ago too, so um I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I recommend or don't recommend now. It's been years since I've looked at
Yeah,
stuff like that. But I learned very formal Portuguese, and then when I went to Rio and people said like como se tá, I was like, what is say? What is tá? And I was like, oh, say is você, tá is está. It is
yeah,
very similar to this though. We will link the words. Something that I think is really important here to understand though, particularly when it comes to the T. I'm definitely gonna have to make a video about T in American English. But when it comes to the letter T, contractions, um there are certain things that we say that an English teacher will tell you, we don't say this, this is informal, we don't say this in a formal situation, right? Like I would always say appreciate it. I appreciated you. I appreciate it. but like we don't, you know, appreciated, appreciated, appreciated.
Appreciated,
Or
appreciated, appreciated.
contractions. We don't say contractions formally, but all Americans will say, I'm not, you're not, you aren't. So
And also think when you make a question, you don't say, "Do you?" I don't know if I am correct, Evans, but you also make the answer. You have time, something like that, or not?
you are correct, but I do classify this as informal and not okay for business.
Okay.
I was going to say, like, that's something that's good to talk about too. Because how are you supposed to know the stuff that we truly say always, or the things that are actually too informal for business? But there's a higher level of formality with academic English, you know, business English. Of course, a lot of people in business have educations, went to college, but they did not study languages or linguistics or something. They will
Yeah.
speak very normally. So some of the things that in an English classroom, I would say we never say, in the business situation, you're going to hear all the time. So it's good that you're listening to this type of thing though, and it is common that we just say like um instead of saying do you like sushi, you like sushi, it's common that we don't say the do, but I would say this is very informal. Like I personally always say the do or the does.
Oh, okay.
Um, but doing teaching English made me speak very formally
Yeah.
because all day, every
Uh,
day, I must speak formally. So,
and I think we need to we need to I need to learn the formal English, and of course, depending with about the conversation or the context, you need to you adapt your language really, because if you are making a um I don't know an speeching for in a congress, you can use this kind of this kind of you can use this kind of expressions really.
um, you can say appreciate it with the D, and you can say I'm not and things like this in a business conference. Yes. Um, I'm reluctant to say like what you can or cannot say in a business setting because I don't know what you've been hearing all these years. There's a lot of conflicting information. So uh, what I can say though is that you I don't know how to exactly put this into practice. If you live in a country that doesn't speak English, I would assume that you can listen to business meetings, like go on YouTube and look at a business conference or something, or a business speech, Google's speech last year, something like that. And listen to what they say and listen to the formality, you know, think of what they said that you thought you should not say in a formal setting, but now someone from Google is saying it, you know, because you every person and even every English teacher has a different level of formality and will tell you different things about this. A lot of it is related to age as well. Like someone who is 30 years old says things in the business world that someone who's 50 years old would never say. In my opinion, younger people are much more informal in business. So, um, it's something that's good to think about, especially considering when certain cultures are more formal and certain cultures are more informal. I hate to say this, I feel like people are gonna hate me for this, but I believe that overall Latin America is more informal than the United States. The United States is more formal than Latin America. However, Asia, Middle East, certain countries in Europe, Germany, they are much more formal than we are. So we're kind of in the, oh, and even like England, I would say is probably more formal than we are. So, you
Yeah,
know,
I believe too.
we're kind of in the middle of formality, and that's something you need to think about too when speaking to people in English. Where are they from? What kind of English are they used to speaking?
Okay. No, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's a good information because you, I think you need to have this. Um, you need to understand with who you are talking about and for who you are talking about. So I think this is important to consider also.
I have a question for you. So I remember like all these years ago, and you were my first English student. Isn't that crazy now to come back after all these years now and
It
have
is.
you with me again? But when I was teaching you English in 2012, you could understand me. And see, I didn't even know I was the good English teacher because we must speak slowly and clearly and beautifully. But you could not understand my friend and when we spoke with each other because we were speaking too fast. How
Yeah.
do you feel now? Do you still have this issue of not understanding if people are speaking too fast?
Actually, I understand. If I measure in a person, I think I understand you 90%, almost everything. Uh, but um, I have some words during the during a sentences or during your speech that I already don't understand. And when I see a movie, for example, and yesterday I tried to see a movie, it is hard. You're probably hear about this kind of movie. It's sweet.
I have heard about this, but I've never watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for me. I put it all in English, uh, and it's hard. But actually we have this conversation. I understand everything.
Yeah, but I'm an English teacher, so it's different. I will always speak very nice for you to understand. You want to
Yeah.
know why you understand me? Because the only reason I
You.
get paid is if people from other countries understand what I'm saying. If I were teaching English and going and
Uh huh.
everyone was saying, I don't understand what you're saying, then I would not
Yeah.
have a job. They would not pay me.
and
So
and and this is probably also because your vocabulary it's different with using with a student and with a normal person in USA.
yeah. Well, yes and no. I feel that over the years, because I've been teaching English for 9 years, I am very actually wait, I think it's 8 years, not nine. But anyway, I am very formal now. When I was younger, wait, want to talk about languages? This would be a good Spanish video too. Okay, so I don't want to say too much about this, but growing up, I spoke a lot of slang, and the people around me spoke a lot of slang, right?
What does mean is
Slang is
slang?
jerga, gíria.
Oh, I got it.
So, also in English and in Spanish, they spoke in slang. So when I when I went to college, people were they quickly told me the words I should stop using that were slang or whatever. But before I went to college, I was like, who even knows how I was talking? I remember I had created a Twitter when I was like 18, but I never used it because I don't like Twitter. And then one day I saw it and I deleted it. And like, I was just shocked by how I was writing. I was like, my grammar and everything was terrible. And I was writing in slang and it was just bad, but in Spanish. So when I started teaching English, I mean, still to this day, everyone does this, they will say, como dices blah en inglés? ¿Cómo se dice blah en inglés? ¿Cómo se dice blah en inglés? And I'm always translating. But there were certain words that I had learned that people said, don't use that word. That's the wrong word. Like one is carro instead of coche. One is the word chido. Like, I know that sounds weird to you, but in Mexico, to say cool, they say que chido. I believe in Peru, they say que chévere. In Argentina, they say que copado. There's like all these different words for this, but in Mexico, they say chido. So, and I didn't even realize that was like a slang word or something. So people would ask me, like, how do you say, oh, that's cool? And I would say, que chido. Weird words. Like the word platicar, is that a Mexican word?
I think for all
That's what
con
I
con
thought. But someone
I
told me
think
recently, oh, that's a Mexican word. Stop saying that.
now it's for all countries that speak Spanish, but you of course use more in Mexico
Yeah. There's all
because,
these.
for example, when we talk about in Spanish, nobody in Peru, for example, I'm from Peru. Nobody says vamos a platicar.
Oh, yeah.
Necesito conversar contigo.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Necesito conversar, necesito hablar contigo.
It's because you want to know why I started saying platicar is because they would say, um, discusión in English is argument. It's not
Yeah,
discussion. But then they'd say, what's discussion in what's this? No, I mean argue. Discutir is argue in English. So what is discuss? Discuss is platicar. And then they'd say, ¿qué es platicar?
I
But
got it.
yeah, it's hard for us gringos too. All the words, and some of them are formal or informal. It's really hard to know. Even in Portuguese, it was really hard. It took me a long time to understand formal and informal, and when to use one, when to use the other.
Yeah, yeah.
Our time is gonna run out. It makes me sad, but I'm glad that
Slang.
you're
Slang.
slang. I'm glad